So I'm working on the John boat and I kept hearing a noise over here. I thought it was like these screws falling into this boat cover here, but there's a bird inside this chair. So we're going to try to let him out without it. Oh God, there he goes, there he goes. Oh, I hit the wall. No, 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 not good. Come on, bird, work with me here. Oh, it's right there on the solar panel. Dude, it might let me pick it up. Oh God. All right, there he goes, went outside. Check out that catfish. Are you freaking kidding me right now? All right, so here is where we left off in the last video. I'm going to continue working on this back deck and try to get it done in this video. I already cut out this piece of foam. This foam wall fits in right under this wall here, just like that. And the reason this hole is right here is because the gas tank, it pushes out the wall over here. So grinder, cutting wheel, foam, let's see what happens. All right, so here is the results of the grinder and the cutting wheel on the foam. I will be the first to say it. It looks horrible, and I'm not gonna be putting this in my boat. I found a better way to do this. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get some 1/2" foam. This is 1" foam, so 1/2" foam. I will butt 2 1/2" up together, but on one sheet I'm going to cut out the square. I'll be able to cut it out perfect with the blade, and then I will stick the 2 pieces together, and then that will give me the same result here, but a whole lot cleaner. So I'm gonna put this back in there, and I'm gonna start cutting out pieces that will fit right in here. So the gas tank will go back in here, and I want to fill this whole area here with more foam. So I'm gonna be buying pour foam for the front of the boat, but in the back of the boat, I do not wanna use pour foam because it's messy. It's real easy to make a mess. And back here on the John boat, there's a bunch of little spaces, nooks and crannies that the foam will get into, and it will be super hard to get out. So for the back of the boat, I'm going to be filling it completely with this pink foam. That will also be great support for the back deck as well, because this foam is pretty strong. So all right, so I just got 5 cut out. Let's see how that fits. Start shoving these in. So when you start an outboard motor, you have to pump the primer and get the motor full of gas. It was sitting down here, but that wasn't gonna work because it was too far and I couldn't reach my hand down in the hatch. So this is what I came up with. I'm going to shove this through the handle, pull that out, and then connect this to here. So the hose will run up here, will come through here, and that will make this primer bulb sit on top. Here's the hatch lid, and now you can see the primer bulb will always be accessible no matter what. It'll be right under the lid, it'll be easy to press, and I won't have any problems. Let's go ahead and get these back in. We should have enough now to fill it up. Oh boy, that is the perfect fit. Probably 2 more pieces right here if I cut them just right, and we'll have this whole back deck just full of foam. This boat will not be able to sink, hopefully, we'll see. But that's awesome. And this will also give the back deck a lot of strength. There's no way you're gonna bend any of this metal that's gonna be sitting on top, or whatever decking I use. I may use Kusa board, I'm not sure yet. I could put a piece of aluminum that's like 4 or 5 inches all the way across here, so you can't see any of the foam. It will just look like a metal box. I may do that because that will make it look really nice. I may run these wires through this lip right here. Oh crap, I already have to start worrying about these stupid wires. Not good, I hate wiring. It's actually not that bad. People make wiring seem so much worse than it really is, but honestly, it's not too bad. The batteries are all gonna be up there, so all this wire has to run over there. Oh crap, I forgot. I need to put a fish finder right here as well. So we got transducer wire, which is gonna shoot down here. Wire to this nav light here. I may go buy a label maker tomorrow as well, because once I get all the wiring ran, wiring is gonna be nuts, and I need to make sure all the wiring is labeled. And this is where all my electrical wires will run and be hidden behind a wall. There may be electrical panel right here, so the wiring may stop right here. I need to take care of this wiring for the bilge pump now. Bless me in the comments, please. Just kidding. I'm gonna zip tie all this right here. They say when you're building a John boat, you want to be thinking 10 steps ahead of where you actually are. So I'm thinking ahead, and I'm thinking about putting lights in all the hatches. So if I'm putting a light in all the hatches, I have 2 hatches back here, I'm going to need wiring for those lights. I got some 14 gauge red and black marine grade wire. All right, so here is all the wiring that I took out. Hopefully I have 2 pieces in here long enough to reach all the way around to over there. The box is gonna be sitting right here. I could put the light on this side, inside the box, drill a hole, run the wires. Oh my gosh, this is already a freaking mess with the wiring. It looks horrible. Haven't even started wiring yet. Just to be safe, I'm gonna give myself a little bit extra. Gonna cut off the zip tie and then cut off this connector because I won't be needing that. So to keep these wires pushed back and hidden behind the transom, I'm going to zip tie all the wires around a rib, and that will keep it in place. And yeah, that's not gonna move. I probably could have ran the black wire tubing through over all this too, make it look somewhat nicer, but this ain't gonna be seen. It's gonna be covered up by foam, and I've already had the wire like this for a year, so it's not gonna get destroyed or damaged in any way sitting like this. Once again, guys, when you're building a John boat, be 10 steps ahead. If I would have got all this foam in and permanently put in without putting in the wiring, it would have been a pain in the butt to get the wiring done. Of course, I'm doing the foam with foam sheets so I can easily remove it, which is another good reason to use the foam sheets. But if I did pour foam before thinking of the wiring, I would have had to cut out all the pour foam, and pour foam sticks to the sides and everything. It runs, so that's why I'm using the sheets in the back. Try to think 10 steps ahead, which is hard to do, especially when you don't have a plan like I don't. I have a general direction that I know, and that's about it. I just kind of know what's going in my boat, and that's kind of what I'm going off of, and trying to remember. A lot of people say run like conduit piping through here, but it's really hard to get any size conduit through this pipe right here. The smallest size you can get will fit, but then no wire fits in that tubing. When I built my first boat, everyone was using conduit, and I bought some to do it, and I was like, what? This doesn't even fit. And then again, it only fit like 2 wires inside of the conduit. It was stupid. So that's why I just run it through the ribs of the boat with no tubing. Alright, so we got all the wiring for the back deck. We got this entire section full of foam. As you can see, all that wiring hidden by the foam, protected by the foam too, in a way, I guess. Alright, so we got some double-sided tape. It's holding it together pretty good. The more gaps you can fill up with foam, the less water that can get in. So I'm filling up all the gaps as much as possible. Ooh, she's a little tight fit now. I guess that's a good thing. You don't want your gas tank bouncing around. It is looking freaking awesome. Alright, so I got the foam, I got the blades. Let's go ahead and cut some more foam. We have quite a bit of foam to cut. So the only bad thing about this foam being so close to the gas tank is if I ever spill gas on this foam, it will dissolve it instantly. So I gotta be real careful with the gas. Since this area here has that space underneath it, that is where I'm going to run. So I need to drill a hole through all of these about right there. There's all the foam. Let's go ahead and get the gas tank back in, and this should be the last time I have to put all this stuff back in the boat, hopefully. It's perfect. Get the hose going. All right, that should be good right there, and the hose that is now sticking out through there should fit perfectly. All right, so there it is. It looks pretty good. Gas tank has a little wiggle room, but that's perfect. It looks awesome, man. I could fill this space up with foam too, but I don't know about that. We'll see. I may do it, but so I'm going to be filling up all of this side as well with the foam, but this side is going to have a box sitting right here. So what I need to do is cut the foam to where it's gonna fill this area up, drop down, and then go below. Alright, so I got all the foam cut and put into place, and check this out. We got a perfect little pocket there. The wiring does make it a little tight over here. It won't be here, it will actually be going through the box. But guys, look how freaking awesome that looks. It is supported by the foam underneath. I could stand on that and that thing will be solid. This whole entire back deck is going to be solid because all of this foam goes down to the very bottom of the boat. So dude, that one's freaking tight. That one's real tight in there. I also cut out this middle section here so I can see if there's any water on the bottom of the boat. I hope that this foam isn't too compact, and I hope that water will still be able to run to the back and get out of the boat. But we'll just have to do some tests and see how it works. Alright, so there is the day box open. It looks pretty freaking good. I'm digging it, man. Doing this foam like this was quite a bit of work. It did take some time to cut, but I've seen multiple videos where people use pour foam and they mess up and they have to go back and rip out all that pour foam, and then they go ahead and just go straight to using this foam. So I'm pretty happy I went straight with this foam. No mess ups, it's clean. I can easily take anything out if I need to. So I'm stoked, man. It looks awesome. The back deck is almost done. I still need to attach the lights to all the wiring. I need to run some more angle. I'll probably run one right here as well. And then this will be open. I need to attach the hose to the day box so the water will run out and down. And then just do the decking. But I'm stoked with how this came out. Looks awesome. No mess ups. This is going to be a super light back deck. I went very basic, gas tank and day box, and that is it. Nothing else in the back. And this foam weighs nothing. People will probably ask me how much weight I'm adding to this back deck, and not a lot. I mean, I held all of that at once and it felt like nothing. So I want to fill this thing up with as much foam as possible and make it where this thing cannot sink whatsoever. But guys, I want to tell y'all something that a lot of people get confused with this foam. Adding this foam to your boat does not mean you can add more weight to your boat. A lot of people think that the more foam you add, the more weight you can add, or they think that the more foam you add, the higher it's gonna sit up in the water. That is not true. No matter how much foam you put in your boat, it is not gonna sit any higher in the water. What adding foam to your boat does is it allows water to not get inside your boat. You fill up all the gaps with foam, and that makes it where water cannot get in. So the more foam you add in your boat, the less water can get in your boat. See what I'm saying? See how that works? Also, adding foam to your boat will make it float more. Say you do take on a crap ton of water in your boat, you're not going to be losing your boat at the bottom of the lake because it will float. If you add enough foam, that is. If you don't add enough foam, it's still going to sink. But if you add a lot of foam, you can make these boats unsinkable. 1,000 likes. That's a lot for me. 1,000 likes. I will sacrifice my boat, take it out to the lake, and fill it up with water and see if it sinks. Hopefully it doesn't. I would love to make this boat where it just cannot sink, and that will make me way more confident on the boat. But we'll take the motor off, take out all the electronics, there won't be any at the time, and just try to sink this boat. So that will be pretty cool. 1,000 likes on this video and we will do it. But guys, I'm gonna call it quits. This looks awesome. Back deck is almost done.